Good morning. Uh, Today we are going to learn about the climate change and how it is affecting forest. So first, let's understand what is climate change. So what is climate change? Climate change includes both global warming, driven by human-induced emission of greenhouse gases, and the resulting and large-scale shift in the weather pattern. There have been previous period of climatic change since mid 20s. Human have been um, unprecedentedly impacting the earth's at climatic system and causing change in the global scale. So the largest driver of warming is the emission of the gases that creates greenhouse effect, of which is more than 90% or carbon dioxide, uh, and methane also. So the fossil fuel burning, that is the coal, oil and the natural gases for energy consumption, is the main source of the emission. So with what you call additional contribution of agriculture, deforestation, manufacturing, by human causing climate change is not disputed by any scientific body of any nation or international standing. The temperature rises is accelerated or tempered by climate feedback, such as loss of sunlight, reflecting snow, ice cover, increased water vapor, and change to land and ocean carbon sink. The temperature rises on land is about twice the global average increase, that is leading to the desert expansion and more common heat waves and wildfire are erupted. So the temperature rises is all also amplified in Arctic, where it has contributed to melting permafrost, glacial retreats, and sea ice losses are also part. So the warmer temperature are increasing the rates of evaporation, causing more intense storms and weather extremes. Impact on ecology, or ecosystem includes the pre-locations or extinctions of any species as their environment changes. So most immediate in coral relief mountains and Arctic regions are a climatic change that threatens people with food insecurity, water scarcity, flooding, infectious disease, extreme heat, economic losses, and displacement. These human impact have led to the World Health Organization to call climate change the greatest threat to the global health in 21st century. Even if efforts to minimize these future warning are successful, some effect will continue for centuries, including rise in sea level and rising ocean temperature and ocean acidification. Many of these impacts are already felt at the current level of warming, so which is about 1.2 degrees Celsius, and the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has issued a series of reports that project significant increase in these impacts as warming continues. So to 1.5 degrees Celsius and beyond, the additional warming also increase in the risk of triggering critical threshold, called tipping point. So responding to this impact involve both mitigation and adaptation. Mitigation limiting climate change, that consists of reducing greenhouse gas emission and removing them from the atmosphere. Methods to achieve this includes the development of uh, deployment of low carbon energy sources such as wind and solar, as phase out to coal, emphasis energy efficiency and forest preservation. Adaptation consists of adjusting to actual to expect climate such as throughout improved coastline, protecting protection, better disaster management, assisted colonizations, and development of more resistant crop, drought resistant crop. So adaptation alone cannot avert the risk of severe, widespread, and irreversible impact of the climate change. So, under the 2015 Paris Agreement, the nations collectively agreed to keep warming, that is well under 2.0 degrees Celsius. Though the mitigation efforts, like however with pledge made under these agreement, global warming would still reach to about 2.8 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. So limiting warming to about 1.5 degrees Celsius would require having emission by about by 2030 and achieving near zero emission by 2050s. Just hold on. So, by that means we have to get down our carbon dioxide emission or pollutant zero, almost near to zero by 2050s. The impact of global warming is that on the physical environment, the environment effect of climate change are broad and far reaching. So the affecting ocean, ice, weather, and change may occur gradually or rapidly. So even evidences for um, these effects come from studying climate in the past, from modeling and modern observation. Since 1950s, drought and heat waves have appeared simultaneously with increasing frequency. So extremely wet or dry events within the monsoon periods have increased in India and east of Asia. So, rainfall rate and intensity of hurricane and typhoon and cyclone is likely to increase with the increase in the temperature. Now, the frequency of the tropical cyclone has not increased as a result of a climate change. So, um, tropical cyclone or the cyclone in in Indian in region, like past 5 years, it has been seen that tropical depression is converting rapidly into tropical cyclone or severe cyclone, because of a global rise in the temperature of Indian Ocean. So global sea level is also rising as a consequence of glacial melt and the melt of the ice sheet in Greenland and Antarctica. The thermal expansion between 1993 and 2020, the rise increased over time. That is averaging about 3.3, plus or minus 0.3 millimeter per year. So over 21st century, the uh, the IPCC project, that is a very high emission scenario. The sea level would rise for about 61 to 110 centimeter in height. So increased ocean warmth is undermining the threatening to unplug the Antarctic glaciers uh, outlet and risking a large melt of sea sheets and possibility of 2 meter sea level rise in 2100 under the high emission scenarios. The climate change has led to dedicate shrinking and thinking of Arctic sea ice and making vulnerable to atmospheric anomalies. While ice free summers are expected to be rare at 1.5 degree celsius degree warming of the they are set to occur once every 3 to 10 years at a warming level of about 2 degrees Celsius. The higher atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration have led to change in the ocean chemistry, that is an increase in the dissolved carbon dioxide is causing ocean to acidify. So, in addition, oxygen levels are decreasing as oxygen is less soluble in warmer water. So, with hypoxic dead zone expanding as a result of an algae boom, simulated a higher temperature and higher carbon dioxide level. So ocean deoxygenate and a eutrophication also happens in these regions. The tipping point and the long term impact of climate change is that the greater the amount of global warming, the greater the risk of passing through the tipping point or the threshold beyond which certain impact can no longer be avoided even if temperatures are reduced. For example, it is the collapse of West Arctic, Antarctic, and Greenland ice sheet. So, where a temperature rises of about 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius may commit the ice sheet to melt through the time scale of melt in certain and depends on future warming. Some large scale change could occur over a short period, such as collapse of an Atlantic, Meridonian on outturning the circulations, so which would trigger major climatic variations in the North Atlantic, Europe, and American continents. Um, Large term effect or long term effect of climate change include further ice melts, ocean warming, sea level rise, and ocean acidification. On time scale of centuries of millennium, the magnitude of climate change will be determined primarily by anthropogenic um, activities, like anthropogenic emission of carbon dioxide. Now, this is due to carbon dioxide long atmospheric time, lifetime in the air. So, the oceanic carbon dioxide uptake is slow enough that ocean acidification will continue for hundreds of thousands of years to remove. Now, this emission are estimated to have prolonged and current integral period at least 1 million years back. Now, the sea level rise will continue over many centuries with an estimate rise of about 2.3 meters per degree Celsius after 2000 years. The nature and the wildlife, how it will be affected. Just hold on. No, recent warming has driven many terrestrial and freshwater species poleward and towards the higher altitude. The higher atmospheric carbon dioxide and the extended growing season have resulted in global warming, greens, global greens, and resulting in whereas heat waves brought have reduction in ecosystem productivity in some regions. The future balance of these opposing effect is unclear. So the climate change has contributed to the expansion of drier climate zone, as the expansion of the desert in the subtropical region. The size and the speed of the global warming is making abrupt change in the ecosystem more like overall it is expected that climate change will return in extinction of many species. The ocean have heated more slowly than the land, but plants and animals in the ocean have migrated towards colder poles faster than the species on land. So just as on land, heat wave in the ocean occurs more frequently due to the climate change, with harmful effect found on wide range of organisms such as coral, kelp, and seabirds. Ocean acidification is impacting organisms who produce cells and skeletons, such as mussels and barnacles and corals are calcareous animals. So the coral reefs have been extensive bleaching after heat waves. So harmful algae bloom enhanced by climate change and eutrophication causes am- uh, anoxia, disruption of food webs, and massive large scale mortality of marine life happens. So the coastal ecosystem are under particular stress, with almost half of its wetland having disappeared as a consequence of climate change and other human impact. Okay, so the climate change impact. It has a long growing season, shorter winters, potential for summer drought, then carbon dioxide filtration, change in suitable habitat, extreme events, fire risk, that is the forest fire risk, forest pests and diseases, and invasive plants can take over due to climate change. Longer growing season and shorter potential drought, and carbon dioxide filtration, change in habitat, extreme event, wildlife, or wildfire, forest pests are disease, and invasive plants are some of the threat to the natural vegetation or natural resources. So long growing season, like a warmer temperature results in long growing season, which is, kind of positive if you see. The evidences of phenological shift objectives in increase in the 3 to 7% weekly of the growing season. The longer period of plants in the higher altitudes. So the warmer temperature results in longer growing season evidenting in this, and that is the potential risk. The early bud breaks, loss of cold hardening, then frost damage during the spring and freezing are the common phenomena. The shorter winter periods, that is the project decrease in the snowfall cover and depth. So about 30 to 70% decrease in the snowfall is because of the shorter winters. Greater loss in the December and January season in these areas. So the shorter winter will have a decrease in snowpack, and increase in soil frost and root damage in the cold temperature. So the warmer soil temperature and alter the process of natural vegetation growing in these areas. The shorter winter will lead to less snow and more plains in the region. So precipitation is projected in also will increase in these region. Flooding phenomena will also increase along with that. Shorter winter season will also have less snow and more rain, like we have talked about precipitation. Although the stream flow timing and the amount here is, spring peaks flow, and potential increase in the uh, flash shines and episodes of high flow, potential decline in the summer season streams are some of the things that can happen. Then we have summer droughts. So it has a potential for summer droughts, greater uncertainty about future precipitation, but increased risk of summer moisture stress. Okay, so the loss of the tree, that is transpiration, water will go into the atmosphere. Then moisture from the ground will evaporate and go meet in the atmosphere, and the precipitation in these areas will happen. So that will result into surface runoff. Carbon dioxide filtration that benefits the photosynthesis, increase seawater use in efficient manner. So what happens is, in plants, how does convert carbon dioxide into oxygen and hydrocarbons. So they take in carbon dioxide, it meets with water. Carbon dioxide is splitted and chambered into another section, and then glucose is converted, also formed in this process of reaction, and that gets fixated in the leaves and the plant bodies, and the carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide filtration limits to the filtration, that is various types, species and sites. Nutrient deficiency, sensitive to ozone pollution, limited sink strength, limited evidence of long term sequences, and any productivity increase may offset the reduction of the increased drought stretch or disturbances globally. The change in the suitable habitats, if you see, you can pick up any habitat. There's another example of an habitat here. The current coverage of forest showing here, the low emission scenario of forest showing here, and the high emission scenario of forest cover showing in this in the last picture towards your right, will tell you the global situation of the habitat and the desertification which is happening. The change in the suitable habitat, like this temperature, precipitation, elevation, altitude, soil, slope, aspects, and land use then you have competence and past management activities in the for changing the suitable and making the environment more friendly. The habitat based on it, like temperament and participation, are taken. In that you have elevation, so latitude, soil, slope, all are part of your how you see it in persona, the climate change in all totality. So climate change alters what happens to tree and bird habitat when the climate changes. Okay, so about 30 134 trees are being planted, and 144 147 species of birds are surviving on it. So it is not sustainable and wise to cut down such trees. The change in suitable habitat, like now this is an image that shows a change in the suitable habitat, that is temperature, precipitation, elevation, latitude, and soil and soil aspects as well. Okay. Then suitable habitat, how do you choose that? Habitat which is based on temperature and precipitation, you choose those areas. And then you have evolution of the areas, that is latitude and soil aspects. uh, then you have slope and aspect of slope. All these things will matter when we are studying for suitable habitat for the perfect match in the center. Now, the suitable habitat means lag time, that ranging shift, instant, catastrophic, dieback, focusing changes will also over time, temperature, moisture, and competition. So, mature and established trees should be far uh, fetched and better uh, to in providing the overall benefits to the human population. Now, developed root system and carbon dioxide, hydroxide preserves are all can help in establishing the ecosystem back into the structure. Now, the some changes like disturbance, land use, and so on can be seen here in these regions. The exert event, heavy prediction, ice storms events are not modeled. So heat wave, uh, or drought or wind, storm or hurricane are all part of the extreme event that is triggered by the climatic change. Wildfire, although it is a natural phenomena, but still wildfire intentionally can also be triggered. So the fire may increase with warming and drying of the atmosphere, increase state or mortality for less suitable conditions, shift towards fire associated species like oak and pines. Uh, then uh, then you have fire that may not change, that is spring and early spring moisture, and current generation of more mimicking species, and special pattern of land use and transformation. First opportunity had also been seen. The forest pest and diseases also increases, as indirect stress from other impact increases the susceptibility of the uh, for the vegetation of the forested areas falling prey to diseases and pests, like pest migration northward and decrease probability of cold, lethal temperature, accelerate the life cycle of these regions are some of the participation and that is required by the locals as well. So indirect, like the stress on Jupiter, the stress on disturbances from other impact can affect the potential of the invasion of such type. Now, the direct expand range under warmer condition increase competitiveness, ability to form plant plants to take advantage of elevated carbon dioxide. The change and the impact, the longer gain season, shorter winter, potential of summer drought, oxygen filtration, change in the suitable habitat, extreme event, wildlife risk, and forest pest and diseases are part of it. Now invasive plants, it can also take over the natural vegetation of the area. uh, just hold on. So, where were we? Yeah, vulnerability of the forest communities. So, the forest communities will be affected differently and may have less risk. Uh, like may have greater risk also. Low diversity, stagnant or growth, threatened, rare or endangered. Species already in decline, and fragmented settlements in the forested areas. So it may have a less risk also, like more diversity of species can be given, adapted to turbulence of the region, wide ecological range of tolerance, and increase in larger continuous blocks. Okay, so the vulnerability, that is this spurfire. Now warm temperature decline in boreal trees, like species, and extreme storms. Now, captive capacity of these areas are generally slow to adjust to the change, and constantly by the elevation and altitude, which is isolated in the mountain tops. Now, generally, it is related to most vulnerable forest community, especially at the southern extent of the ranges. Now, vulnerability is perfect is like impact. Uh, Warm temperature decline in both tree species and animals, and extreme storms can also interrupt it. The adaptive capacity, or generally shows to adjust to change, and constrained by elevation or altitude, which is isolated in mountain tops. Now, generally, it is related to most vulnerable forest communities, especially at the southern extent of the ranges. The vulnerability, or hard forest, that is extreme, and several disease, pests, and invasive plants can take over. Several northern species are projected to decline also because of this phenomena. Now, adaptive capacity is to mixed species for forest. Several southern species, or projected in increase, and extensive type, in extensive type, like existing from furthermore into the south. The vulnerability rate, as is low, or the commodity based is so based on the species and location of the areas. Now, the pitch pine shrubs, that looks like a warmer temperate brought, or wildlife pine habitat established, not through project, but to manage such changes. Now, adaptive capacity will help in limiting, will see the limits to stand and nutrient full of food, soil, and affected by the environmental fragments and fire, suspension. Now generally it relates to the lower maintenance and basically lower maintenance and lower vulnerability. So the value of local consideration is very high. The research and assessment describe broad trend shot, but a local condition to make the difference in these regions. Okay, now let's come together. Like uncertainty is guarded or considered as the range of future condition, and unsightly varies across the scales. Now new expectia or new mixture of stress are also involved in there, like mostly family stress, but new homes and items are also part of the stress that has been exerted. Now severity is affected by local conditions, and consider broad project adjust to locality, and also change occurs which is very gradual in nature. So this is all about climate change and the impact of climate change on the forest resources. Have a nice day.